when you work on your self-trust and you lean into trust, you will be able to hear the voices of your inner knowing, of your inner guidance, of love, basically, which is like the opposite of hate. Ego is all about fear and hate and survival. Your inner voice is all about love and safety and an inner knowing that makes you doesn't make you doubt anything. And when you manage to lower or even completely dissolve this voice of the ego, the negative aspects of yourself, you will also be able to hear your inner voice much clearer, because the fear is not blocking that connection with your intuition and your inner voice. So now you might be asking, how does the inner voice sound like then? How do I know the difference? So your inner voice sounds like love. It comes from your heart center. You might be feeling like a tingling sensation, a warmth in your heart, and you just know. The voice doesn't come from your intellectual mind, like when you are thinking, when you are really process information. No, the voice comes from your heart. And it's certain. It's a voice that is so certain and is so confident that you don't feel doubt. You don't feel doubt. You don't feel fear at all. You just know that everything's going to be okay. And it's a voice that is not judgmental. It's not a voice that's going to tell you, look what other people will think about you. Look what you're going to make a fool of yourself. And what if you fail? It is not judgmental towards you or anyone else or the situation. It's just kind. It's a kind, calm, certain voice. And it just brings you a sense of inner knowing, that even though you don't know how the outcome is going to look like or how things will work out, even though you don't know any of it, you just know that you are safe. You feel safe. It's not a thing like you tell yourself that you'll be safe. You just know it. You just feel it. It's hard to explain. If someone comes to you and asks you, how do you know this? How do you feel this way? You will struggle to explain that to them, because it's just a knowing. You just know, and you're confident about it. You just know. And you then trust. You trust. You don't worry. You don't doubt. You don't chase. You don't push. You don't question. You just trust that everything will work out and you will be okay and you are safe. Even though you cannot explain to people that are not quite understanding, you just know. And then the other thing is, when the invitation presents itself, or a question is made, or either you or other people, or a situation, like when I talk about invitation, is either an opportunity or a situation or actual an invitation for something, the inner voice will be the first thing that you hear or see or just feel or know. It will be the first thing. That's your inner voice. When you start pondering and doubting and, oh, I'm not sure, let me think about it, or I'll have to check my diary. That is already your ego coming forward. Your inner voice is instant like that. And depending on your human design, for instance, if you are a generator, your response will come from this area here, and it's going to be so instant that if you start trying to make sense of it, it will go away. It's the first thing that you feel or know or hear or see when the situation presents itself. When you start processing information, thinking, doubting, worrying, that's not your inner voice. That will be your ego taking charge. And then you either have to just ground yourself, silence yourself, and then ask the question, like to get clarity, to get a more clear answer. Then you ask the question, or should I do this or should I do that, or like, and then again is the first thing that you hear. But you have to be ready to hear it for the first time. Like, you have to be open to hear it. So learning and mastering self-trust and listening to the voice within is soul work, is working on your soul. And when you commit to doing this soul work, you are actually hearing to your highest calling. And that's so beautiful. When you start connecting with that inner voice and you do this soul work, you will listen to your higher calling, because you are dedicating yourself to being open inwardly rather than outwardly focused. So instead of looking outside of yourself for the answers, for the things that you want to know and do and be, you look inwards. You go inwards. And that's how you connect even more with your soul and your inner voice. But as humans, we were programmed to listen to the ego. To only trust what we can see, what we can touch, what we can smell, and what we can hear, because it gives us the sense that we are in control. So we've always been programmed as humans to only listening to the ego. But our mission as soul beings having a human experience is to be still. It's like our life mission is to become still in order to hear the wise inner voice within that knows more than all the senses can reveal. All the senses that are connected with what your ego wants to feel in control and secure about, that inner voice knows more than any of it. That inner voice can tell you so much more, reveal you so much more than any senses you have or pay attention to. So make sure that you make space for stillness, that you make space for being. And, there are some spiritual practices that you can do, like meditation, like prayer, like soul writing or journaling, like it's the same thing. Because these practices allows you to be still. I apologize for the noise if you can hear it. These practices allows you to not only ground yourself, but to be still. to be still in order to hear your inner voice, in order for you to connect with that inner voice. And, in order to make space to hear that inner voice, you must go within. Again, going inwards. And then once you go within, you must plant the seeds of trust, allowing to consciously grow the belief and that inner knowing that you are safe no matter what happens. Because your soul already knows that you are safe, that you've always been safe, and that you will always be safe. And that your soul already knows that survival is not your issue to be worried about, to fear about, to waste your life about. Your survival is in the hands of the universe or God, source, whatever you connect with. That's the creator's issue. That's the divine's issue. It's not your issue to worry about. You just need to trust that you are safe and trust the guidance of your inner voice. Because your inner voice is that channel between you and the source, the creator, the divine, that knows it all, that knows that you are safe and is always there for you. That's not the ego. That's your inner voice. As I said, one of the practice that you can do to be still, I know that many people struggle to meditate. So one of the practices that really help to connect with your inner voice and be still in order to make that connection and hear it clearly is by doing soul writing, journaling. And I have my deck here, and it's based on my trust pathway. That is a 5 kind of steps pathway that take you on this journey of going to these patterns of behavior, these cycles, this toxic talk from your ego that always kept you in this comfortable part of knowing, this part of you that knows what it is and always known that and is afraid to move out of it. So it goes there and then takes you on a journey to strip all of it out, seek for the truth in it, unravel what is it that you really feel inside, what is your true essence, and helps you to connect with your essence and your soul voice. It's an amazing, amazing deck that will help you to start putting in practice and helps you to commit to a spiritual practice. It will allow you to do your soul work. Because again, working on your self-trust and connecting with your inner voice is soul work that then will guide you to answer your highest calling. And who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that? That's our mission in this life. So if one deck can help you do that, and keep you accountable, why not? Why not do it? Why to hear the resistance of the parts of you, the aspects of you that are too scared to heal, that are too scared to change? You already are awakened. You already know that you want to change. that you want to be more connected with your inner voice, that you want to be able to hear your inner voice and know it is your inner voice talking and not the ego talking. You had enough of doubting what you're hearing. You have enough of feeling lost, feeling that you are stuck in the same cycles all the time, that life goes by and that you are still in the same place, that you're not changing. You can see everyone else's moving on with their lives, but you're still there and you don't know why. Nothing fulfills you. You're probably in the same career or looking for a career that will fulfill you. This journaling deck will help you strip all of that, heal the layers of you that are keeping you in this resistance, that are keeping you so comfortable in what you unconsciously think. Like you don't even think. You think that you're ready. You think that you want to change. But then because you're not going deep, the resistance is there. And you are the person that is keeping you stuck. It's not life. It's not what is around you. It's you. Because you're succumbing to the fear. You're succumbing to the negative ego. You're succumbing to your shadow rather than trying to work with it. So I'll pick a card from the third suit, which is Unravel. And this suit is all about unraveling not only the truth about the narratives that you've been telling yourself or that you've always known, but unraveling your essence, unraveling what is in your soul. What have your soul always wanted? What is it trying to tell you, guide you through your inner voice, but you're not listening? This is the third suit, Unravel. So I'm going to pick a card, and each card has a soul inquiry for you to write on and a affirmation. And I'm already feeling so much energy in my hand. It's amazing. These ladies need to know. So, what do I need to let go right now? What do I need to release? Those are the soul inquiries. What do I need to let go right now? What do I need to release? And the affirmation is, my mind is peaceful and clear. Isn't that so on point with what we talked about today? Again, it's letting go and releasing the aspects of you that don't want to change, that don't want to heal. But now you have to go deep with these soul inquiries. You have to go deep to find out what is that aspect of you that is too scared to change. What is the aspect of you that doesn't want to heal, that is resistant to healing, right? And then the affirmation, my mind is peaceful and clear. Your mind, which is your ego, will be peaceful and clear, meaning his voice is not going to be loud and trying to fool you with fear when you are listening to your inner voice. When you are listening to the peaceful, clear, certain voice that comes from within, that doesn't bring you worries or doubts. That's the ego. But when you are listening to your inner voice, your mind, your ego will be peaceful and clear. Everything will fall into place.